Right, I'm going to do a quick video on my KTM 500. I've had a lot of questions while I've been doing the TET in Portugal in the north, so here is what I run through on a bit of gear and the bike. The first one to start off with and get out of the way, Garmin XT, being bob on for the road and the trails. I use a ram mount so I can have it upright or vertical depending if I'm standing or sitting. So ram mount's been good and the XT's been bob on, no problems. For hydration, I use a Krieger 3 litre hydration pack, and in here I keep my personal documents and bike documents, so it's always with me. GoPro mount on it. I don't put it on the helmet, and I'm going to post a video and show you why, because it can get messy, and I've had my centre ripped off on branches and caught up, so I don't put this on helmets. I think they're dangerous, and obviously in racing you're not allowed them on your helmets anymore. Bum bag, some people don't like them, I rate them. It's got everything with you. I carry enough tools in here, glasses, first aid kit, enough tools to do a service when I'm out on the trails, everything I need. In the little side pockets I just carry some food, some jelly babies, or a little nibble of some sort. When you're out all day you might just get a bit low on energy. This will just help top it up, but that's got everything I need in there. So between the hydration pack and this, will get you out of trouble. Luggage, I carry a giant loop, 4 litre fuel reserve. It's ideal. I think they're really good, really tough. It's got a little funnel in there with a filter. I do run a bigger tank, 15 litres, that's about 150 miles, but I have been close on occasions, and I've been down to 2 litres. So this, it just gives you peace of mind where it will get you out of trouble, because when you're out on the trails it does get a bit close. Second thing I carry, giant loop, little bag, and in here I've got all my camping gear, my tent, sleeping bag, roll mat and sleeping bag, and a chair. So that's 4 things in there: chair, tent, sleeping bag and roll mat. Really tough. I'm not sponsored by anybody on this bike or the equipment. Really rate this. I've just started using them, done a couple of trips already. I think it's bob on. Really rate it. But that's everything in there. I wouldn't go through if someone asked me to go through all that. I use little rock straps to tie everything on with. These are really good, really easy to use, much better than bungees. I don't like your bike, you've got no sharp hooks. Getting onto this luggage, it's slightly different. Inside here, this is TET waterproof, supposed to be the extreme stuff. I've got to be honest, not knocking TET stuff, but I wouldn't buy this again inside, just for double security. I do ride with dry bags inside. One side, the exhaust side, I always put my clothes. On the other side, cooking food and then any other spares. But this, I will explain why I don't rate it. It is small and it is quite hard wearing. This is what's happened. The stitching, in my opinion, is not up to spec, and this has happened on this trip. Yeah, it's happened once before on the other side, and I've bonded it, and that stayed together. And I have mentioned it to TET, weren't very helpful. So that has stayed this time. The stitching is not up to it, and it's ripped. So I'm going to have to do the same, but more than likely, this is going in the bin. This, my favourite bit, or one of the bits, I don't invest in expensive seats, sheepskin. Now I've got pictures of me in the Arctic with this, in 50-degree heat, use it a lot, goes on any bike, really comfortable, really rate it. If it's hot, it keeps you warm. If it's cold, if it's hot, it keeps you cool. If it's cold, it keeps you warm. Really rate it. Just helps that numb bum, gives you a bit of width and a bit of protection for the seat. One of my latest bits, I've posted a little one on YouTube about this globe-trotting rack. It just protects the bike, protects the luggage, it gives you an extra strap, it stops from bouncing. Really strong, dead easy to fit. George in America, couldn't have been more helpful. Rushed it through for a trip I did a little while ago. And I've got to be honest with you, it's sturdy, and I've actually picked up and moved it around here. If you're going racing with the bike, 3 or 4 bolts off, job done. Really like it. What else have I done to the bike? Say a bigger tank. I do run a pucker Scott steering damper, and I run anti-vibration bars on it just to help the vibration through the bars. I run the reds, that just helps stop that. 15-litre tank. The suspension is uprated front and back. I'm 6'4", 100 kilos plus all your gear and your riding gear, so I need to do that. A lot of people don't do the front, and you need to do that. I just think it helps. I run little mirrors. I can't be doing all that stuff at the front. When you're going through and bushes and stuff, it just gets tangled and it's messy. So I run 2 mirrors. I run a quad lock. Again, I've had issues last year where quad lock's failing on me. So I just carry that in emergencies, but I just use my Garmin. On the front, my luggage, this really doesn't really come off. This has got my tyre gear. So if I get a puncture, it's got a tube in there, tyre levers, gas and a little pump. I also carry a little tow rope, so if you get it stuck or down a bank or need a tow or someone needs a tow, everything's in there. That very rarely comes off the bike. Up the front, out the way, no one really notices it. Talking about tyres, these are Dunlop 606s. They haven't done too bad, to be fair. I've been quite steady on them. And I run, I think there's a big thing about tyre pressures. I don't want to get a puncture. If you get a nail, you can't do anything about it. So I actually run about 23 PSI. I'm not racing. I'm not worried if it loses a little bit of traction. It doesn't really matter. So on the trails, I run about 23. There's a lot of rocks and tree roots in Portugal. Just saves those little nips. I do run medium weight tubes. I don't run heavy duties because they're too thick and too heavy, and you can't repair them if you do get a puncture. I've changed 1 or 2 bling bits on the bike. The only thing I have done, I've got 10mm lower and 10mm rear pegs. I would go for 20 and 10 back, but I couldn't get them. So if anybody wants to recommend someone that does them, I need 20mm lower and 10 back, but can't find anybody who's got them in stock at the moment. Apart from that, it is pretty much standard. There's a few little tweaks here and there, sump guards, bit of protection, but all in all, the bike is as it is. Yeah, I have got a different light at home. If someone asks me why I don't use a rally screen, because when you fall off, I don't want that screen in front of me bashing my face up. So for me, keep it as light as possible, because they weigh about 2.5 kilos. Not interested. Let's keep it light. For me, basic is best. Hope that's of help. If anybody wants more interest in the gear for food wise and bits, maybe I'll do a little short video on what I carry in the dry bags and in the camping gear. Thanks for watching.